where's that box gone?
What did we use yesterday?
We used that box. Oh, it's over there.
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh, yeah, it's that.
well, I recognise that one.
Sun for once.
No. Well, the worst thing was I spent more time sitting in the car with hamburgers than work, and then I got him back. He hadn't been told steady in a while. When we started getting to go steady, he didn't like me very much. And I didn't feed him enough hamburgers either, I think. So I ran pretty good here yesterday morning. Yeah.
We get company prize money for feeding these dogs last night.
Good. Very good job. Very good job or something, yeah. You say it loud enough.
Got to bring in the biscuits. That's a good run so far.
Just, oh, well, thank you. There's the man, he's a technical supervisor. Very good morning, welcome back to another glorious morning here, Mansfield. We're underway with our arena trial final here this morning. I think it was 60 points and up, some 6 dogs. Get us started. Louis Simpson and Jem. They started, they've got the 60 points. Made his way through that gap for our Browns Fertiliser open arena course. They were, the scores yesterday morning told the tale. Those deep in the morning. I think the first 3 out yesterday, well not I don't think, the first 3 out yesterday all scored up to make this final. Tells the tale that the sheep were a little bit more pliable yesterday morning, or early in the morning than they were throughout the day. So the advantage of the early run. May come into play.
Did we have a wedding or something? Yeah, it did only run there.
Louis Simpson's in with James Lay is might be delayed. Had a little bit of a hiccup coming here this morning, so if we go on Ryan Ackers, if Ryan's will be ready, Rowan Pell will come with Oakey. Ben Wade. Trey Ogie with Winger. 60 and Ryan Ackers Meg to 63 should be our arena final. This is for the $1,000 up for grabs there for our arena trial, and Dale Thompson will take on our yard. Brought to you by Elders.
Theory of the morning schools are going to be better.
This sheep dragged its legs when
I have to get it.
Yeah.
It did it out there as well.
Yeah.
Thompson's our first contestant here for our yard trial section, Giles Creek Clay. 78 and up to go into our open final of the open final for the yard trial section. Casting down there with Clay. And swinging back round to the left and placing Steve up the top end of the arena. Out on our open course, our arena course. Louis Simpson and Jem, we'll see them in this yard final as well. He's pushing on for points. Trying to accumulate some to stay in touch. He's got 2 sheep way out, 1 coming back this way. It's been a bit of a tussle with Jem. They're stuck to the task with the 2 and see if he can get the third one to match up. It's a fair ask. But he's pushing for points. If he can get some points on the board, he's better off with points than without them. $1,000 on the table. Dale Thompson and Giles Creek Clay had nice pick up and fill to the force for our draft. This is brought to you by Elders, our yard trial course. Our arena course brought to you by Brown's Fertiliser, of course, Cobber. Our major sponsors of this event. I think some of the boys are a bit happy to be running in the morning. There's a little bit of flow on these sheep in the morning, and they'll take full advantage of the cool conditions. And his dog Clay coming right up there, just to sort out a little choke there and back down to the tail. Fishing again for a lead. These first two out the draft. One just stalling halfway up the draft, asks Clay to come up again. Might sort that out. There's the one he wanted. Got to fish for another lead. Keep him coming. All about keeping that flow, and dog can't be in two places at once, of course. He comes up to get a start, then he's got to get back quickly and get that tail coming on. Didn't want to walk out there freely. Clay sorted that one out. Draft completed there for Dale Thompson and Giles Creek Clay. Puts his dog out and on the job. That's what's been asked of the contestants from our judge. Ben Costa said, I just want the dog on the job while you're getting engaged. I want him in touch, and if you can keep setting the sheep up as you go, it's where they fall, what you can do with them. They come out, doesn't want them to sit, shut down and wait. So Dale's got his sheep waiting patiently there, puts Clay back in play. Drifting across. Preparation for his attempt to fill the force to the truck. Got in good position there now, Clay. Giles Creek Clay has them set up on the fence. It's just a rolling action here now. If you can just slip up, turn that lead in, get them to look. Nice bit of work there, just rolling those feet in. Nice bit of cover. Nice pick up across to the force for our truck. Dale just putting Clay in to protect that gate. It's a clearance, this gate that does require clearing. Picks his side. Had a couple of lookers and just asked Clay just to roll there again. Just drift up along the rib cage. There's 1-2 sheep and show himself, and it's just enough to get them to move past and load that truck. Moving along pretty nicely here at the minute. I won't put the mocker on him. Dale Thompson, Giles Creek Clay taking full advantage of the fresh feet and the cool conditions. Clay just working on one to try and get a lead to come out. Our first contestant in our arena trial, Lewis Simpson, has completed his run, or it has time as elapsed, one to the other. Ryan Ackers and Nash will be up there now. It's number 69. We'll just work with James Lay when he can arrive. Dale Thompson, Giles Creek Clay made short work of the trailer. Just using that constructive bark, just when required, just putting pressure on, getting a bit of bark at the tail end just to get those sheep to drive into each other and keep pushing their way down that race. What our judges are looking for, they like to see our handlers get flow and maintain flow. They're looking for a total action where they continue to work to keep the flow of the stock coming out. They don't want too many breaks in there, or if the sheep start to stall, they want them to get on with it very quickly and keep that flow coming. They're looking for a nice flowing even run right around the course. Keep those sheep together, limit the breakaways, control the sheep as a unit right throughout the 12 minutes of time that course runs for. You can limit your breakaways and keep it all together.
You just
It's a
don't
nice
know.
play. You get yourself set up for a nice score. We saw that big 91 yesterday. Mitch Jubb put together. We'll see him next
I took a lot of brain.
coming into our
Then
elders
when it dropped
yard
again,
course.
it's not getting overall because it's back legs.
Even when they both went, the two went to that
Yeah.
Y and the other one just went.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't change that.
Good little dog.
Yeah, she's a girl.
She's awesome.
Little Jim here.
She works hard.
Dale Thompson unloading the race there now. Moved along pretty smartly throughout this course this morning. The 11 back out onto the big part of the yard, and now puts the 4 back in. With the 11. And he's getting set for the total put away of them all. Asking play just to move forward and push them off that gate. Clear a path for the handler. Play's protecting the path of the handler there, the dog. Play just holding the sheep off that latch. Dale makes his way to the gate. They'll change sides here shortly. Dale is happy with, he's got that gate unchained. Casting play around to pick up 15 sheep. Bring them on home and close that gate. That's been a pretty tidy run this morning from Dale Thompson and Giles Creek Clay. Our arena trial here, Ryan Ackers and now. And 69 points to put them through to our arena final. They have conducted the cast, lift the draw, just coming down the winding peg now. Working ever so carefully with our sheep. They testing right through to the 12-minute mark. Points are at a premium, so Ryan's just really concentrating on keeping control of their sheep. He'd like to really try and break them in as best he can. Get them worked down, give himself an opportunity getting through those obstacles that he's approaching once he comes around that winding peg. Here's our competition leader coming in to our yard dog competition. Mitch Jubb and his dog 5, River 5. They were the winners of our section yesterday with a big 91 points. I think closest to them was 84. 7-point buffer there that Mitch Jubb accumulated. He worked in a period where the sheep were really just staying tough and right up yesterday. And had that big run of 91 that at that stage the highest score to him would have been at the 78. So put himself right up in the lead there to Mitch Jubb did yesterday. That really classy run with a pretty classy dog. He's very impressive. Hopkins River 5 really handling sheep well yesterday. That was in the things were warming up in the tough part of the day, so he's got the advantage this morning of a little bit of cool breeze. He put a 91 up yesterday. He's fairly confident that if he works him right, things go the way they want. But They can match that. If we up around it, there's $1,000 on the table for our final of this Open and our arena trial as well. So a bit of incentive for our handlers here to enter in these sections. If they do very well, which these handlers have, they've got a chance to pick up a bit of pocket money. Our Browns Fertilisers arena. Our man out there working away, Ryan Atkins and Nash. Got himself the gap. As these sheep were ultra consistent with it yesterday. As soon as the dog did a job with them and took a little bit of contact away, they just went away themselves. They took the advantage of trying to flee. Ryan and Nash are in good position here. Ryan's got to get himself to the peg. And will this last one come? Will he come? He got his hand on the peg when the last one through, so it was all pretty smart work. Had to wait there with Ackers to get that last sheep through with Nash. These Ryan Ackers, he had to wait with Nash to get through. That being done nicely, they took the advantage again of seeing daylight. Carried themselves up the top end of the arena. Nash the dog, you just had to finish that last sheep. If he hadn't led through evenly, I'm sure that Ryan would have been a little bit closer to the pen. He's going where he wants them for the moment. This has been part of it, the trickiest part of it. The pen, it always has been the advantage of having them broken in. Just can't let them pass that gap, that pen. If they tend to get past that pen, they really get on the march to want to get towards home. He's just flicking his dog, Nash, just to the side. Again, showing him. Sheep are walking in. This is looking good. Across the line, he'll take the advantage of breakout. No, he's got to put the dog back on the job. Reopen the gates. Go again. Can he get him back in again while the other two stay in? The second attempt. Back in again. Let's see how we go for Ryan this time. That's achieved. Well done. That's a nice round outside. Wasn't without a little hiccup at the end, but he has achieved the full course for our arena trialing, and that's a massive effort. Those sheep really take some work, and so a great run there for Ryan Ackers and Nash. Not without drama at the pen where he had that one escape where he's obligated to gates and then reopen it. Played smart, but he stayed for a little minute until his dog got control of that single-headed drop that broke away. Got him back within the vicinity before he opened the gate again to allow him to come and join his two mates, and he was pretty happy with that achievement. Mitch Jubb and the dog 5, Hopkins Rip 5. They are working on our Elders yard dog course. Has a 91 points carried through yesterday, the top score from yesterday's round in the yard section. The yard section brought to you by Elders. The Supreme Stock Dog Challenge. It was a big day yesterday. I think some 11 hours on the job. Working. Ben Costa certainly earned his feet yesterday. Big field of dogs. It was hard going. They used every bit of time up they had. Points being imperative to have in your keeping when you're putting it over 3 rounds. The combined scores are out. Yard, arena, and your cattle work come today as well.
Is that right? Yeah, right. I didn't really understand the pen thing yesterday, so I thought I'll just do that, and if it works, it works. Thanks.
Roland Pell is out working on their arena now. The Buntel Oakey, they had the 60 points, carried them through to this final arena trial brought to you by Brown's Fertilisers. Mitch Jubb is working in our yard section. Hopkins River 5, the doggy works. Had that big 91 yesterday. Just working for a lead there. He's got a couple facing the wrong way. Elected to work that far side to us and keep them rolling off that straight side. That's 5 to come up and deliver. Back to shape. Now he brings you down the opposite side. There's a lead working in there now. He's still got a couple of sheep wanting to jam there. He puts 5 in there very quickly just to block that off. Strings them out to get a few more. 5 will have to come up here shortly. Up he goes, just to seal the deal there a bit more. The 5 going forward there and just trying to tighten that up. He's just got tail end of his sheep hanging out. The frustrating part of trialing. Sometimes you can have a magnificent run and just run into a little snag. Right here, like the race is just trying to get them just a fraction tighter there. Not a lot of room in there. Just needs those sheep to pack in a little tighter. Just working on gaining inches. Now can Mitch get his one just to push his way in there? He's done everything he can to get them in. He's going to take the opportunity to close that gate there now. And he just wouldn't tighten up the 5 as freely as he likes. And now it's a little test there now. Nice bit of work asking that one to come out. Got himself a start. Unfortunately, one that's burrowed back in is putting a bit of a stop to proceedings here to unload. 5's doing everything he can. He's asking those sheep to try and wriggle their way forward. This Frenchman race is becoming a bit of a task for Mitch Jubb. There's the one, the way he wanted it to be. Flip that one over. Going to come. He's still got this difficult sheep pushing back into his mates. He can turn himself around. Bit of pressure there, nicely done to get them to flow. It was all hard work, but Mitch Jubb and 5 were up to the task. Really had to work for his points here today. Mitch Jubb had that magnificent round of 91 yesterday. Hasn't all been smooth sailing on this final run here this morning. There's been plenty of good work in there. It's just that at some stages along the way, sheep have just been a little bit more uncooperative than they were yesterday. And Mitch Jubb and his dog 5 have really had to work hard. A really nice dog, 5. He's got really good touch on his stock and commands a bit of respect from them too. He doesn't have to present himself too hard to the sheep to want to move away from him. And the completed round there for Mitch Jubb and Hopkins River 5. They didn't have it all their own way today. We'll see how the points add up and see where it lands. Out on our arena course, Roland Pell's working there at Buntel Oakey. Has conducted the cast, draw down around his winding peg. He's just to the peak there now on the first obstacle of our Browns Fertiliser arena trial section. We've got him on the look. Just taking his time, let those heads to turn, have a little look at that gap. Roland Pell just waiting patiently. Nicely done for Roland. He's on his way to the race there now. Sends Oakey out to the lead to keep touch with those sheep. Ben Bowman's working out Bowman's Baz on our elders course, a yard trial course. They came in with the 83 points. 78 and up went in. Ben Bowman and Bowman's Baz on the yard trial course. I think we've just had the four contestants for our yard trial, the 6 to go through in our arena final. So this is our third contestant. Lou Simpson Gem will follow them at the run outside there this morning, our first out for our arena trialing. Roland Pell and Buntel Oakey working towards the race there, just drifting Oakey across the face again with the turn. Nice work to the wing, can't touch them too much, these sheep. He's just got to drift calmly and quietly. He's got himself an opportunity. One's going to have a look. Will he walk forward? Yes, he will. Sit, waits, drifts them through, and he'll kick Oakey out, grab those sheep as quick as he can to keep them in contact with the course. Nicely done. They all went through together. Our last hand had the misfortune of 2 going through and then the 1 hanging back. Put a bit of distance on the sheep. Roland and Buntel Oakey. Nicely done on that second obstacle. Enjoying the cooler conditions here this morning. Our dogs certainly are, and so are the sheep. That they've been a bit more workable there today. They've been fantastic with Delatite sheep. I can say that they've been up to the quality of the standard of this competition. Really have made our dogs work for their cobber biscuits. We can't thank the Delatite team enough for the supplying of the sheep. Roland Pell and Buntel Oakey now electing to run this clockwise direction. Swing back onto the 3 sheep, electing just to run away from the put away pen, the final obstacle that he's trying to achieve for the maximum points that he can get completing the course. Ben Bowman and Bowman's Baz with the 83 points brought into this final. They've made good progress around this Elders trial course. 4 sheep have been drafted out successfully. Baz just lining them up for the pickup to the ramp on our trailer. Hold them in there nicely now, but Baz is just letting them have a look. He's got to cover those breakaways. Just a little break to the lead there. He wants to curl those sheep, see if he can just flick them into that gateway, get one to look and keep rolling the pressure. Get the pressure on and keep rolling the sheep towards that open gateway Ben Bowman's controlling. Roland Pell and Buntel Oakey was successful in the first two sections. That's what got him to the gate of the pen. Just proved a little tricky on the pen. They've just dodged it a couple of times. Once they get on the run around that pen, as shown yesterday, they don't want to look in there. They're dodging that last section and really making Oakey run wide and fast to try and keep in touch. Roland, very experienced handler. He knows he's got to keep those sheep up close to that last obstacle, the pen. He doesn't want them getting too far away down towards that put away where the sheep are housed. That's where it becomes really difficult. Buntle Oakey just trying to eliminate all the avenues those sheep can run into. Ben Bowman been successful on the pickup to load the force for our trailer. Now he's got a little bit of a lead starting there. Roland Pell working out there on our arena course, just reversing the side for Oakey. And the time is going to elapse. Unfortunately, it was looking in good stead for Roland. And he's been just too shy to take on that last section. A lot of good work in the lead up to it. He just couldn't consolidate on it for Roland Pell and Buntle Oakey. Just falling shy of penning there. Ben Bowman leaves. We leave the Ben Bowman now on the yard trial course for brought to you by Elders for our Supreme Stock Dog Challenge here. Of course, brought to you by COBBER. All our contestants you are entitled to a bag of product for your entry here, competing here at the SSD over the weekend. Catch up with Campbell. I can catch up with what process you go about taking that product that you're entitled to. Ben Bowman unloading his race here now, the trailer here now, in preparation to head the race. With 83 points carried through, we've one to work here with Louis Simpson to get through these finals of our yard arena. Now we're heading over to the cattle course. Now eastern side, the Campdraft Arena is. We'll work our cattle section this morning. Travis Scott will take us through there judging. We'll do a judge's talk and get on underway with our cattle trial, and then we'll run that cattle trial final as well. And we'll wind our day up and we'll do our presentations. 48 to 50 odd dogs to get through in our cattle working section. We get these couple of finals done for the $1,000 on the table for the final here.
Good, how are you?
In our yard section and off our arena, and there will be a final for our cattle working section as well.
I'd love a cup of coffee. Do you want to take my mug? Yeah, just white coffee, no sugar. Thank you. I'll see if thank you so much. Good morning. Pardon? Yes. Looking for sunshine.
Oh, keep that young fella, you'll get there. Yeah. Ring. Hey. Ring.
Ben Bowman's on his way,
Not over till
getting his
that
four to
last
put back to the
side.
11. Yeah, third work, and he has the four that will work
Have a good sleep.
here in our yard trial section. And the full weight there for Ben Bowman to complete his course. The 15 sheep started with have been put back together and put away to down there. So we can give you a few of these scores. They've come to hand. But Darryl Thompson, he had an 85. I reckon in his round, 85. Nick Jupp, that's a 71. He got a bit tougher in the end of the race. That's an 82. 82 for Ben Bowman. I think he's put himself up into the lead there. Ben Bowman and Baz with one to run. And Louis Simpson and Jem have got 84 points carried through. If he's a mathematician, he knows anything about the economy. That's a nice little run here. Backing up the 84 could line the pocket just nicely. Now, arena section here. We had 6 contestants to run. Craig and Roustabout Ringer came into 60. They've got themselves through our gap. The was done earlier than the race. He's negotiated that. Got him on the run a little, but he's been good enough to keep control and get those 2 sections. He makes his way to standing peg now. There's one job left to do for Craig. Our final worker in our elders yard section, Louis Simpson and Jem, they had run their first out this morning in our arena trial and regrouped and come back to have a run in this arena trial. He's got 2 decent scores. He made both finals of the finals program this morning, making the arena final and this yard final that he's about to work in now. Or he's working in now. He'll be in a good position coming into our cattle working section without doing the maths, but if you make both finals, I'd say he's got 2 double up scores, but he put himself in a pretty good position. We'll wait to see how that unfolds with our 3rd and final section to come yet. So cattle working section to get underway this morning at the completion of these finals, which our last contestant is currently working now, Louis Simpson with Jem. The 84 points carried them through. Craig Ager's got himself a little bit of drama out there. The sheep has got on the run. They get past that put away pen and down towards the sheep hold, and they become very difficult to handle. He was endeavouring to keep them up there nice and close to that put away pen. Just got on the run a little bit. Now he's got one sheep that's not paying much attention to his other 2 comrades. He can just convince him to walk back with the other 2 that are standing out a little further. He may be a chance to bring them back towards that put away pen.
Yeah, look, time wasn't an issue. I think I could still be out there and they still look good. They just weren't.
Lewis Simpson with his dog Jem
I kept going.
on our elders yard course.
Breathe.
He's got his first 2 drafted
not
out.
more natural habitat.
Working on bringing the 11
Oh, he did well.
into the big pen. Continue that drafting sequence. He's got his 4 in the smaller pen, drafted out. And that leaves him with 11 that now he can go on with and head across towards our trailer. Keeping the dog in touch as their judge requested, and nicely set up across there. Doesn't want to get them too far away from that set up position. Just changing positions with his little dog Jem. Asking her to come in, clear his path. Deep control of those sheep. Preparation to pop them in that gate. He's got himself a nice leader there too. Nice lead sheep that wanted to walk in there. Lewis got there quick enough to get that gate open. Just enough tail end pressure from his working partner Jem to keep them coming along. It's a standoff out on the arena for Craig Ogia and his dog. Ringer just slowly walking in on that one sheep. Got him looking at his mates there now. He's just joined up. There we are. It's a nice bit of work, patience and a bit of strength was just to nurse that one back. Well, Craig, if he can recover here and put him in the pen, this will be a massive recovery. It was really a tough ask, being way down away from that pen, walking that sheep back. Just showed control and strength. There's that one that he just had to deal without the lead there. Now he doesn't want to get too far from that pen. Lewis Simpson's moving along nicely for our last contestant in the yard trial.
Oh, okay.
Section,
I thought she was behind.
on and off the trailer without too much fuss.
So we're up there in the sun.
Craig Ogia and Roustabout Ringer. Did some really good work to get those sheep back together again. So good, calm, strength and patience to get that sheep back with his 2 companions to stay in the game. If he could just pop them in here, he's got them in good position. If he can get them to look and walk in that pen, this will be a great recovery. It looked all lost there for a while. They're way down towards the sheep hole. Got themselves back in the game, and just that one sheep sneaking around on him again. The other 2 stay, can bring this troublesome one back. He's the one to work for Craig. He and Roustabout Ringer working wide left and right to block the avenues. Here he's almost on the point of putting him in the pen if he can just encourage that one sheep. Walk in there and lead. Rolling around the outside again, that's his troublesome one. Doesn't want too much distance away from that pen. Gets very aware of their surroundings. Working it smart, he keeps blocking that outside of the pen. Doesn't want the sheep getting too far from there. That's when they get very difficult heading towards home. Roustabout Ringer got to do this big rotating arc. It's really hard when they get on the inside of the run and they take full advantage and drift away from that pen again. I think he's going to call it. He had a great attempt at Craig, but as soon as those sheep got on the inside of the run, they used a little bit of release of pressure to their full advantage and took flight. Lewis Simpson and Jem, our final worker here in the yard section for the SSD, brought to you by Elders. Thank our sponsors so much, all our sponsors that have assisted throughout this weekend. Our final worker here, we do have our 3 previous contestants have all completed the round. Ben Bowman's put himself up into the lead at the moment on the aggregate scores of the 2 rounds. This combination come in with an 84. 11 back to the big yard, unloaded from that drenching race. Lewis Simpson and Jem now getting the 4 to put back with the 11. Makes the total of 15 of what he started with. Sends Jem out to protect that put away. He's on the walk. Changes positions with an now. He didn't want the sheep getting too far away from that put away gate, but he needs a clear path. He opens the gates and let's put them away. Close that gate, time will come off, and there's a completed round for our contestant there, Lewis Simpson. Let's see what our judge has got to say. Well, he's got an 82 for a 166. I reckon you'll get the biscuits there, Louis. Congratulations, he'll take that. The last dog in, he came with the 84, and he will take the win for the 166. Congratulations, Lou Simpson and Jem. Last dog in. It was down to the wire. I think there was a lead change 3 times there. 3 times a lead change. He got himself the win with a 166 for Louis Simpson and Jem for our yard. Congratulations. Thanks so much, Ben Costa, for your judging. It's been a big day. Yesterday you cleaned it up this morning. Thanks so much to Elders, of course, for taking on our yard trial sponsorship. Our section for the SSD of the yard has come to completion. Thanks to our yardman at the back. Thanks so much for your time in releasing sheep, and big day putting yesterday. A very entertaining final this morning, so congratulations to Louis Simpson taking our yard trial final. The rounds of 84 and 82 for 166 to take the win. Ryan Ackers and Meg is working out on our arena course. We'll try and catch up with our contestant James Lay if can be. Unfortunately, James had a bit of a hiccup this morning on his way here, on his way to ground. We'll see if James is on ground to work. Ryan Ackers and Meg out there with a 63 points on board, working his little dog Meg. Came through late in the draw yesterday, and they did get themselves all the way to the pen, and it was been the most difficult part of the day. It was warm and the sheep were being pretty much not negotiable, but they put themselves right round into the pen. It was a big effort yesterday to get that 63. And probably the warmest part of the day. A bit cooler conditions here this morning for Ryan and Meg. At the completion of our arena section, we'll then move over to our calf draft arena for our cattle section. The third and final section of the SSD will tell us the tale of who will take the SSD title when we work our cattle handling section here a little later this morning, not far away. We'll do our judges talk there at completion of our final. And then we will go on for our judges talk. Travis Scott will take us through the judging duties there for our cattle section. Put all those scores together for our SSD title, and we'll run a cattle trial final as well. The top 4 from that section will run off for the $1,000 of the prize money for the cattle section. The arena trial, Ryan Ackers working with me. And James, our judge out there, big day yesterday too. A lot of country to cover. It was a long day at the office yesterday. In their second last worker here, we'll try and catch up James Lafe. He's made his way to the ground and see if he'll take his part in this final of the arena trial. There were 6 contestants for the arena trial. A couple on the lower score of the 60 coming in. Our highest score coming in yesterday was 75 points for James Lafe. So we can get James to take his run, or we'll see if he's on ground. I think we actually do have him on ground, so we'll wait to see that run. Clean up our arena trial section. We'll be working at the moment. Ryan Ackers and Meg has been on the cast and the draw to the winding peg. He's making his way towards our first section here for the Browns Fertilisers arena section to the gap. Now he's in position at the standing peg. He's just asking me just to work calmly, quietly. The sheep, you don't want to put too much pressure on. They get upset very quickly. And look for all avenues to escape if given a chance. Ryan and Meg just working at the lead sheep. Nice quick block into position. He's going to do the same back the other way. He's got them wanting to draw that way. If he can just block both avenues either side of the outside of this gap. Sheep are wanting to draw towards that southern side of the course. A little high on that section now that Ryan's just working his way back with Meg now, back towards that first obstacle. And the sheep have been consistent at that right throughout the weekend. Every time they get the top end of the far side of one of those sections, it's very hard to keep down below. They get around it a couple of times. They get very, very good at ducking away, given an opportunity. The dog's got to be so tight on their stock and keep in touch all the way through. There we go, Meg just did it nicely. She came round and just kept enough distance to roll them through that first section. Now she's just working, holding on that lead, just stringing them out, just drifting, trying to keep them in together. Got a bit of a spread up. This is testy. You've got two heading west. Meg working, bringing those two back to the single, where it's tricky. Played it smart, got the two back with the single, and now they can regroup, try and push on, take on our race, our second section here. Our second last worker of our arena trial. Final here, Ryan Ackers and Meg. He's in good spot here. They look for that section somewhere to go and good recovery as well. True to form, they just love to give an opportunity. Head for home, our sheep do, and Ryan Ackers and Meg were right on the job there. This will be the trickiest part of the trial. That heading towards the direction they want to go, they've got to control that lead. Keep them on this side of the left-hand side, looking down the eastern side of the pen. One didn't go, will the other two stay? He's got to be quick to get around that sheep if he gets down that far end. The other two are sitting and waiting in the pen. One's walking out now. He can be quick enough to get them back together again. Will he be able to make a recovery? He had two in and waiting. That one sheep just elected to leave. He's got them back together again. Another great recovery. That's the troublesome one. If he will walk in the pen, the other two are happy to stay there. Looking very close. He's got to keep them inside that panel. They'll get on the run towards home again. Very, very close. There's two that have been in. I'm quite happy to stay there and wait. The one troublesome sheep he's working with. Ryan Ackers and his dog Meg. That time will beat him, unfortunately. It was a great effort. He had a big recovery from that breakaway. It was very, very close to Penny. It was a great recovery. With one to run, one to get through for our arena trial section. And that will be James Lade. He was our leader coming in yesterday with 75 points. He was the man who won the arena section. He'll come in with then Lion Flick with the 75 points on board. As sheep being released for our final work here, James Lade and Glenn Lion Flick. 75 points, they're at second yesterday.
Stop! Walk! Stop! Yeah! Stop! Back! Back! Flick! Back! Back! Flick! Back! Flick! Down!
And now Flick's out in control of the sheep.
Stop!
Our final worker for our arena section, and we'll then move over to our cattle section. We'll do our judges talk and go through our competitors for the cattle section, our final event for what makes up the SSD. We have 48 contestants for our cattle working section. That will be brought to us by Oakdale Meats. We can't thank them enough for sponsoring our cattle handling section. We'll see next, cattle working section. Of course, COBBER, our overall major sponsor. Brown's Fertilisers taking on this arena with our final work out there now. Elders, they did the yards. Our yards has been completed. We thank Elders, team at Elders very, very much, along with our assistant sponsors, Simpsons Fuel, Mansfield Toyota, AAA Wool Buyers, Tola Marinos, Riddleview Angus, Shaw's Transport, who looked after the transport of the stock. They brought them in and they'll take them out for all your transport needs, your livestock transport needs. Andy White Suffolk, Semling Rural, up at Goulburn Ag, JNS Concrete Cutting, Nutrient Ag, Team Dawn to Dust Collars, you got dogs, you need collars. Mansfield Shire, we thank Mansfield Shire for their support. They've supplied our audio here and a sponsorship package as well. Delatite Station for the sheep, wonderful gesture to supply the sheep here for the trial. Magnificent sheep that they are, we thank them very much. And Emma and Xavier Fox for supplying our cattle. We look forward to seeing our cattle section, which is next on the program. James Lay's working his little dog line flick. They want to lean towards that obstacle there. They're looking to go to that southern side, and James is at the peg. Just asking Flick just to keep control and just sending Flick to the left to right now, walking in calmly, looking for a looker. There they are, a bit of patience required. He's got himself a leader that's got walking through, nicely done. Puts Flick back on the job. Keep the 3 sheep travelling in a 10-metre corridor is his objective towards our next section for the race. We've seen a race that has been quite achievable once our sheep have been through the gap. Got a little high there on that top of that. The Flick as we were going around curling 2 breakaways back to the single mate, letting him walk back in. Now that they've regrouped, James Lake can get back to work, shaping the 3 sheep. Taking those sheep have seen that section there with the barriers on from the Browns Fertiliser team banners. You can see daylight up the centre. It just needs to outmaneuver them. He can just outmaneuver them, keep them on his side. Again, he asks his Flick to come round, block that far end. Here's the lookers. Nicely done. Just curled them in again. James and Flick in control on the race. Didn't let them get too far away. That's where they get on the run at the top end of that race. This section here too is pretty tricky when they get heading towards home. They get on the run and become quite difficult to handle if they can stay back. On the eastern side of the gate to the pen, a big advantage. Once they get around it once, they tend to rotate around that pen. They're wanting to go to that side, and James just working Flick that way and curls around, nicely done. Will they stay there? No, they won't. That one just elected to come out. We've seen this from our last 3 competitors. The 2 have stayed back and 1 wants to give some grief. So much can be a part of 3 sheep handling is you get 1 that can lead and you'll get 1 that will give you some trouble. He's got the 2 were in. They're happy to stay there. There's his troublesome head of stock again. Flick was good enough to deal with that. James Lay and Flick have had them in briefly. They had troublesome ones at it again. He's going to take a runner on Flick now. Flick's been good enough to get them back together again. Really been the make or break part of this section has been the pen. All the hard work's done. You get them broken in as you can on the other two sections and get to the pen, and they have really been testing our handlers and our dogs. This is the final work for our final section. Finals here this morning of the arena competition. James Lay came into the 75 points. He was the leader from yesterday, who won the round yesterday for the SSD. Flick just working back again, too far, and they may just drift inside. He's on the big rotation. Very quick is the little dog Flick to get into position. That's what's keeping the sheep up close to getting into that pen. Roll around again and see if we can prop them in. There's the spot we need to wait. There's our troublesome sheep. Will it go in? It's close. Just coming around the outside again. James and Flick. Curl required again, and it'll have to be fast. She'll have to be, this little dog will have to be really quick. That one sheep, as soon as it gets a chance, it wants to run down back to the poolway. Back the other way if he plays it. Back this other way, he's rolling again round to that lead. Trying to roll them in. Here we are again, Flick coming around on the roll. Our hard, tough sheep is on the outside there. Can he walk in? He's dodging that gap there. James and Flick been so close. 4 or 5 times we've been right in the mouth of the gate. We've been in and one elected to leave. It's been hard work ever since. There he is round the outside. If James could just control that one, get him in the pen. I think the other two are quite happy to go in. Just moving Flick just a metre. Inch by inch, they're in. Can he get the gate in time? He's in a hurry. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, James Lay. He's had a rough morning. So he has persevered and he has succeeded. Getting the pen, so let's hope it works out for him. He took the lead in, he's penned the sheep, and we'll get some scores in a while and see how that unfolded. Our leader coming in, James Lay for 75, has penned our last contestant there for our arena trial. Thanks so much out of James for taking on the judging duties there. Long day at the office there yesterday, and a little bit easier stuff this morning, the 6 to go through. We will let our competitors get their sheep put away, their dogs put away, and our handlers, their stockmen, etc., with our sheep, and move over to our cattle handling section. Will be our next event, our third and final event on the program for the SSD. Over here on the eastern side, brought to you by Oakdale Meats. Our cattle handling section judges talk will be on very shortly.